Let me change. Yes, I know I'm a little bit behind. I think Gigi and maybe Clay may show up. I was talking to them earlier, but I'm not sure. I've only got maybe an hour and a half at the most to stream. I've got to go pick mommy up. They're releasing her today from the hospital for at some point. She thinks about one, but we'll see how this goes. Yeah, I don't actually don't want to get much into this until somebody pops up. Let me get this out there because I don't care. Where's Gigi? Gigi. Eh, eh. There you go. Okay, I got those taken care of. If anybody ever pops in, I guess I can go ahead and do that now. Oh, the things I do for my fan club, all two of them. And where's it at? Gigi taking over. Where is? Oh, there it is. All right. Do, 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 do. There's that. There we go. All right. Up, I got to turn the volume off on that one. Okay, there we go. Almost 2 minutes and by myself. What the hell, people? Well, I got my dog. That's all I need. I know Gigi's in the shower, but unless Clay has taken care of him, there's a little buddy. How you doing?
All right. How are you?
I'm clean. I took my shower. Look at this beauty, beautiful hair. Yes. I still need to shave though. So, how you doing, little buddy?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm wonderful. I'm just really worried about how to protect people from ice. I mean, you think it could be that hard to protect yourself from ice? I'm just kind of curious.
Yeah. Ice.
Hey,
Ice.
BS. There you go. I survive ice with a heater. I use a lot of you know, what is that? Ice salt. Yeah, I've seen today where we've had a bunch of people or several people doing streams on how to survive protests. I happen to go in, and I don't like going into these places. I really don't. And then you have, hey, Chris, how you doing, buddy? Talking about how to survive ice or a protest, and the first thing is, well, make sure you have your camera out, so you can, video record the whole thing. So how did that work out in Minnesota? They were both, or at least the wife was recording, and it turned south. Um, really, I think it's really easy to survive ice. I mean, really. I mean, first, follow lawful orders. Two, don't try to drive off regardless. If you get arrested, then deal with it later. At least you're still alive to fight another day. Um, but I did see one video today that was kind of disturbing. Of I guess it's the wife or whatever crying that she was shot because she was gay or queer. No, wasn't. You know, I never heard a single phobic or what some people might consider phobic uh, comments towards either one of the girls. But it's awful funny that people are overlooking the ignorance of these two women acting the fool to begin with, antagonizing, and not really even having any business being there. So yeah, if you want to protest it, have at it. Protect yourselves, but once again, the two things I would definitely, make sure you do is obey lawful orders and don't try to, run away, whether you hit a cop or not. That's resisting law enforcement. Just saying, I don't think it's that hard, that deep. I'm trying to eat at the same time, sort of thing. Um, no, the chick wasn't run over by the car. She was, and really, how she didn't get shot, or at least from a ricochet, I may have to go back and look because she was trying to get in the car, and then told her whatever the relationship is, to go ahead and drive. or take off, and she's already in the process of doing that. But as close as, and that's the only thing that really bothers me about that whole thing is the fact that somebody else could have got shot innocent, or he could even shot another ICE officer because of two people's ignorance. Sorry, but that's just the way I see it. Unless they come back and, what is it, the Inquisition, or not the Inquisition, the grand jury. But I don't even think they'll indict the cop for, his actions. I mean, I think it definitely needs to be looked at a little bit, but, it's not all what everybody's, trying to make it out to be, in my opinion. It's two belligerent women, regardless if they were gay or not. One disregarding, a lawful police order to get out of the car. And then you hit a cop, regardless if he could get out of the way or not. Doesn't look good.
Yeah, those two ladies are acting like thugs, like they're all bad and tough.
But we'll overlook that because, reasons, just like the CEO. Yeah, it's okay. He was only a CEO. It's okay that he got shot. I don't know. It's all stupid. This country's all fucked. And if it's this bad in 2028, I'll probably vote Republican again, to be honest. I'm not, a MAGA or a big Trump supporter, but I'll still vote that way, even though he won't be running, obviously.
I'll vote for you.
Nah. Because I wouldn't put up a lot of this bullshit. If they thought Trump was bad, yeah, they definitely dislike me.
And Clay could be VP.
No, he's my assassin. He goes to places and takes care of, problems and gets rid of them for me. He'll get that one started now, too. Oh, no, asshole's coming after us now. No, because your people are irrelevant. Okay, what does it say? What starts the saying, where has my country gone? It was here like a decade ago. That's what I wonder. We've never had this nonsense up until, 20 years, ago. If that, 10 years ago, whatever it might be. Pure nonsense. And that's why I keep saying that the TQ has literally ruined atheism. Because atheism has nothing to do with, who you screw, what you identify as, things like that. There's my takeover partner. Oh, wait. Z, sorry, you're going to have to take over my channel today. I'm on my channel. So we can't take over Gigi's today. Maybe later. No, sorry. Every day is Friday to me, Z. I don't do Mondays. My dog won't leave me alone because he wants part of my sandwiches. Butthole.
Man, it's crazy.
And then to make things worse, hold on. I'm going to show this. I don't care. Oh, that's the one. I think Clay sent this one, didn't he? Yeah. Yeah, this might be a little bit too soon, but what the heck, right? Here we go. Now, my question is, oh, yeah, I did it. Is this right or wrong? I should do a poll. Wait, can I do that? Let me see.
Yeah. You go to YouTube.
I first have to go to, I guess, YouTube and not, here we go. Plus, is that it? Engage. Here we go. Start a poll. What's the question?
Oh, Azza. Here's this channel where they have it where you can have, they always make it where monster guys face off against each other.
They do?
Yeah, it was awesome. The newest one, they have that Terrifier guy versus Chucky. Another one where him versus Pinhead. Art the Clown.
Pinhead still scares the hell out of me, for real.
Yeah.
I mean, back in my day, that was a scary movie. Now I've seen it, so much it's not as much, but um, yeah, back in the day, it was scary as hell. So was Freddy, because we weren't used to that kind of crap back in my day.
Yeah. Uh, now they have to remake Pinhead, and it was boring and stupid.
Yeah,
The remake they made of it, I didn't care for
yeah,
it.
I don't do much of a lot of remakes. I mean, there's a few that have happened, but I don't think too many of that have been like slashers or horror
Well,
movies.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake
Yeah,
was a good one.
yeah,
They did another one where the direct sequel movie. And then I did another direct sequel movie. It's crazy. The last one
yeah.
on
But like with
Netflix.
Jason and even Freddy, I mean, they went so far, especially when you get into the Freddy versus Jason movie.
Yeah.
That was kind of like overboard, in my opinion.
I heard because of that movie, they were talking about making Pinhead versus Michael Myers.
Well, I can see why. You're going to have your niche, viewers that are going to watch it. I'd probably watch it too. I may not like it, but I'm gonna definitely watch it because I grew up with Jason and Michael and Pinhead and Freddy and Chucky.
Yeah, Pinhead and Michael Myers face up. That'd be awesome. They're very serious and dark, demonic characters.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
then, I can find this one too. Oh, wait, I gotta get rid of her. Or they did already, but
Which they could have made like Freddy versus Pinhead and Jason versus Michael Myers. Well,
yeah, I want to know if this picture is really of that girl that got shot. Making fun of Charlie Kirk. I'm gonna do some research on this picture before I put it up. But ever, but where's the one? Oh, here it is. I'm playing it. I don't care if everybody else on the left can play all the negative stuff and nonsense. I can play this, which I think is nonsense. To be honest, to me, it's somebody that's still in shock and isn't to grasp with what happened and trying to say. I'll just let her say what she said. I believe that it's, and everybody else could tell me this. I'm pretty sure this is the wife, the one that was shooting her mouth off in the background, thinking it was all funny and fun and games. But now, when I play the victim,
He shot her because she was queer. He shot her because she was queer. You can see so clearly. I didn't think that it was like that before, but when you see the footage, he shot her because she was queer. And you voted for this.
What?
this guy's heartless. He's literally heartless on this. I was going to cut it before I got there. My dog's in my ear. But see, I do not agree with this woman whatsoever. By the footage, it's not clear. Nobody ever mentioned gay or queer or lesbians or any of this. What I do see is two lesbians, I guess lesbians or queers or whatever they identify as, mocking the police and not following, once again, police orders, a lawful order, and then taking off. It's sad that it happened, but, no, don't get on the internet and act the victim like, oh, we didn't do anything. Isn't this the same girl that told the cop to go have a lunch, big boy?
yeah.
Maybe she needs to go have a lunch right now or a dinner or a breakfast. Maybe that's what she needs.
She's acting all tough there, trying to intimidate the cops.
Right. And now she's gonna, play the victim. Of course, she's got what, a million or two, other people from, that probably think just like her. No, I don't buy it. Okay. Then there's another one. I'm gonna play the one that last video that actually shows everything. And I want to, for anybody that disagrees with what happened, to this poor little girl. Wait, I thought I put it in here. Or is it the other one? Oh, damn, the three of us throw a lot of stuff in here. Okay, we're getting close, I know. Wait, is this the one? Damn it. Where's that one that you, was it you that shared that, or was that? Damn it. Where's Gigi? There's Gigi. Okay, I'm not. I may just have to go look for it later, or the newer one. You better send me the link to that, Gigi. The one that the very last one that actually shows a lot more. I think in perspective than either the edited or the other crap.
Oh.
I guess I could just do this. Minuto de Tudin. Just want to get that last one from the cop's camera, cell phone, whatever.
It's like it might have been from their camera.
Yeah, it's for the police officers. That's why you can tell that he got hit. Was because of that. But that's one I want to share.
Oh, I got it. I found it.
Do you? Yeah, I know I had it somewhere, but I just don't know. With all our windows we've got open.
I'm going to resend it.
All right. Thank you, buddy.
You're welcome.
I mean, either way, it's sad, and I'm not going to mock necessarily a girl's death, but yeah, don't act like the girl was innocent, especially with her criminal record. They're literally defending a child abuser. Okay, here's this. Okay. I guess I'm playing this just to see where possibly anybody could possibly get the idea that maybe it was, what did she say, queer related? Yeah, turn away if you don't like stuff like this. That's for sure. You can't make it any bigger.
That's fine, dude. I'm not mad at you.
Yeah, you ain't going to be anything in a second.
I'm not mad at That's okay. We don't change our plates every morning, just so you know. It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S. citizen, former fucking president. You want to come at us?
Want to come at
You want
us?
to come at us? I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead.
Out the car.
There's lawful order right there. Where's the lesbian at?
Out of the car.
Whoa! Am I looking at the wrong room? Yeah, we're going to stop that. Now, I want to know where in any of that anybody could get that this is anything but what it was. And say it was a bad shooting, but it still had nothing to do with her being lesbian. Once again, if you want to survive a police interaction, first don't mock them. Be respectful. There's no reason to be a total twat. And they both were total twats. And I will use that word with these women. Don't care. The police officer clearly, I think twice he said, get out of the car. That's when she started driving off. And then her husband, wants to shoot her mouth off. Drive. Well, she already was. And 5 seconds later, she was dead, which is sad. I'm not, going to mock somebody's death like, some people did with, the Kirk thing. Definitely. I'm classier than that. I'm not going to mock a CEO. I'm classier than that. But if you're going to fuck around and find out, or what's the other one? You're going to play stupid game, win stupid prizes. This is what happens. Even if the cops were totally, or ICE, either one or both were in the total wrong, ride it out, go to the police station, fight it through the courts, do it legal, but what they did, is stupid. Because even if they're right, one's still dead. One's still without her partner, and even though she was a shitty mother, from what I keep reading, her kids don't have a mother, or maybe it's the husband that had the kid. No, I think it was the husband that was burning the child with cigarettes, if I remember right. And that's when the judge told the lady to either choose the female or the kid, or kids, whatever it might be, and she chose the woman. Just look at her record. So she's not an angel by any means. She's had prior police run-ins, actually assaulting officers, on and on and on. So yeah, if you want to make this chick a martyr, have at it. But yeah, the receipts don't show that. So yeah, have all the streams you want, trying to protect yourselves during riots, because that's pretty much what you guys turn protests into, is riots. And yes, I voted for Trump, and I'm not ashamed of that. And I just couldn't imagine voting for anybody else, even though I'm not a big Trump supporter, believe it or not, because this shit would have been the normal. You know, that it's okay to spit on cops or ICE agents or, you know, whatever. And it's pretty pathetic that the Minnesota police chief, like she's got any power anywhere else except in her little room, you know, is going to arrest police or ICE agents. Yeah, that's going to last about 10 seconds, and the Supreme Court's going to say, no, you can't do that, and cut them loose. But it's sad when you know, supposed police officers pit themselves against other police officers doing their, you know, their job, whether people like it or not. Well, the cop got hit, but he didn't really get run over. And the whole, so far, the defense from the left seems to be, well, he had plenty of time to get out of the way. Well, he wouldn't have had to get out of the way if the girl didn't take off, which once again is I guess it could be a felony or a misdemeanor, depending on how they would file it. But that is resisting law enforcement. Plus, they probably could have got, he got brushed, Earl. There's no way around that. You know, his footage clearly shows that something hit him and his camera. Now, if you could get out of the way, that's one thing. But, you know, to turn this into the ICE agents being total butt asses, no, I don't agree with that at all. You know, the lady driving was given lawful orders that ICE is a law enforcement agency. Sorry, Earl. Look it up. ICE. You know, and it's just like that one Canadian kid that wants to say that ICE doesn't have jurisdiction there. They have jurisdictions in all 50 states when it comes to immigration law. So, yes, they are a law enforcement agency. Whether the left likes it or not, girl, I'm sorry. You know, this one I'm not backing down on. There's no way. You know, especially after I see the stupid video from the husband or whatever you want to call her, saying that, oh, this was, you know, she was shot because she was queer. No, that had nothing to do with this shit. None. You know, they're following ICE agents around, causing problems. That's interfering with a police investigation, which is also, you know, against the law. Okay, you keep thinking that. Well, I guess we'll find out after this is all said and done. You know, what people don't understand, ICE has more authority than a regular police officer, just like here, at least most states, like a conservation officer, you know, wildlife and game, they have more authority and jurisdiction than a cop does. You know, they don't need a lot of warrants and investigations. They see somebody, they can arrest them for doing whatever they think they were doing. As far as the game warden, no, they're doing their job by arresting ICE people. They were after 5 or 6 of them. Okay, I want to see the receipts on this one. Everything I've looked up so far totally backs what I've been saying. What? Authority. Hold on. What did Thor? Oh, here we go. I did that one earlier. This is just the little quick one because there's pages and pages that are backing up what I'm saying. But like the AI overview, which, you know, isn't 100% granted, but U.S. Immigration and Custom Enforcement has significant authority to enforce immigration law inside the U.S., including arresting and removing non-citizens. We're not going to argue about that one. That's what they're going after is illegals. But investigating related crimes like human smuggling, fraud, narcotics, and detaining individuals often without needing jurisdiction or judicial warrants for immigration violations. So if you're an American citizen and are trafficking, ICE can do something through that, though. Though citizens have the right to refuse searches and demand lawyers, their authority extends beyond just immigrations to other federal statutations. But their primary power lies in identifying, apprehending, and removing individuals unlawfully present in the country or those who violate immigration laws. So if you harbor an immigrant, ICE can definitely go after you. It says the core authorities, arrest and detention. ICE agents can arrest and detain individuals they have reasonable suspicion are in the U.S. without a warrant, focusing on removing those who unlawfully present and violate immigration laws. So we're still talking about illegal immigrants. If you're talking, I'm looking at a page, so I don't know what you're saying yet, or also give me a sec. They enforce over 400 federal statutes investigate child pornography, human smuggling, narcotics, financial crimes, and illegal movements of goods. So that doesn't sound like that's, just the illegal immigrants there. Border and interior enforcement. While CBP handles border entries, ICE enforces law within a U.S. interior, managing the identity, arrest, detention, and removal process. Key powers and limitations. No warrant needed for arrest. Unlike local police, ICE doesn't always need judicial warrants for immigration-related arrest. Relying on their authority to detain removable aliens, ICE can issue detainers to local enforcement, asking them to hold individuals or ICE transfers. Citizen interaction. Citizens can temporarily detain or be detained if they obstruct enforcement, but generally have rights to refuse searches beyond pat downs and demand to speak to a lawyer. So right there takes away that they don't have no authority over, civilians. But in this case, they didn't even ask to search her car. All they asked her was to get out of the car, which was a legal command. Okay, let me go back.
They do have a right.
Let me see. You didn't get hit. For one exception, except you're wrong with this one thing. She wasn't. They didn't have any authority over. Okay, whatever. They weren't doing investigations. Then why were they there to arrest, illegals? And these are two of the many people that followed them around. So yeah, they were interfering with investigations or the arrest process. No, they really weren't. Okay, remember what they were stuck in the snow. For somebody that was stuck in the snow, she got out of there awful quick.
Yeah, she wasn't stuck in the snow. I saw that. She pulled her car around, blocked them to stop them from trying to do their job.
But Earl, this wasn't a traffic stop. Sorry, no matter what they tried to twist it, it wasn't a traffic stop. They were there to arrest people. They got in the way with other people because it's awful convenient. They were already, firing, verbal slings at the, police and ICE agent or the ICE agents, whoever was there. They were already recording, so they already know what was going on and that their position there. She doesn't even have her kid. Her kid was taken away from her because her girlfriend, or one or the other. It's the good. The good got shot, so she's the one that got the child abuse charges against her, and her kid's taken away.
No, the cops weren't stuck in the snow. They were driving, and that lady, he stopped because that lady was parked.
No, I think she's saying that they were stuck in the snow, the lady, and she wasn't.
She said right here the ICE agents were stuck in the snow. That's not true.
The ICE, okay, maybe they were, but either way, the women still had blocked the road. And what I don't understand then is if they were there dropping off kids at a school, why one of them was outside the car, the other one is parked across the road when they could have clearly went through.
And that car was parked in a way to block them.
Right. And that's who she was trying to avoid. You had the one cop car on one side, one on the other side, and that's why she had to drive around. And when she got shot, she hit the telephone pole. I mean, it's awful, what happened. I'm not going to cheer this on like the left did with Kirk by any means. But if you're going to be stupid, you're going to get stupid outcomes. My point is, why not just go ahead, comply, and fight it, in court? At least she would have still been alive. No, she wasn't. In the middle of the road, she was turning around. Earl, please. You're more intelligent than that, girl.
It's sad she's brainwashed into that.
No, we're not going to use the. No, she has her right to feel the way she does, just like I do and everybody else on this matter. But everybody knows I'm right. It's just the way it is.
Yeah, you're
right.
Let's
play this again just to see.
She called me delusional before.
Well, I'm delusional, but I'm a man.
Look at that. She was parked like that. She wasn't just dropping off the kid. Why?
Yeah, because so she's definitely not stuck in the snow. Let's make this bigger.
That's fine, dude. I'm not mad at you. Show your face. I'm not mad at you. That's okay. We don't change our plates every morning, just so you know. It'll be the same
I'm
plate
a
when you
vet.
come
I'm
talk
a
to us
vet.
later.
Come at me.
That's fine. U.S. citizen, former fucking veteran. You want to come at us? You want to come at us?
And they
I
did.
say go get yourself some lunch, big boy.
There's no snow there.
Yeah, I just noticed that, but there's no snow whatsoever. I'm trying to look at the cop cars.
Whoa!
Yeah, I'm gonna play that too much. I don't want people to I don't want to desensitize people from this, but hold on. Why is this not shut? Oh, I gotta shut it off. There we go. Sorry about that. So, okay, Earl, just for a second. If she was turning around, why wasn't the wife in the car with her? Instead, outside shooting her mouth off, filming. She wasn't trying to turn around too fast then, if that was the case, because where's she going to go without her, wife or husband? And the reason I say wife or husband, I don't know how she identifies or they identify, so, I don't want to get that to sidetrack the whole thing, but to look it up. Well, first, actually, now I think of it, okay, so that's her official statement. But when I saw her first official statement, she was fuzzy on the details because she wasn't there. Yeah, right. Yeah, but why was she outside the car? And the problem I've got, the more information that comes out, this girl was not, a saint by any means. And this is what I'm trying to find out if she really did have her kids or she didn't, because according to a lot of stuff I've read in court records, she had her kids taken away because the partner was burning her with cigarettes. Hold on, I'll get. And the only reason I'm even going to show this is because maybe somebody could fact check it. If it's not right, then come, give me the proper information. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But, from what I've seen, I'm doing the eye test. So far the eye test is way over all this other bullshit I've heard.
Yeah, she told to drive off and you weren't stuck. There was no snow there. She parked that way to stop ice.
Well, Gigi, it's okay. We're having a discussion here. We can disagree, but still get heated. But, I don't want this to turn into some sort of screaming match, or get past what the focus is. But hold on for a second, buddy. I'm gonna try to find that one that. Okay, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know how good or valid this is. I haven't had time to check this. But there she is, Nicole Renee Good, age 35, date of birth, yada yada yada. State probation violation. She's on bond, and I think this is from 24. So I don't know. I mean, obviously she's not on, or maybe she could still be on bond. I don't know, but at least from, what is it, 10/15/24, she was out on bond for state probation violation, and then also domestic abuse child endangerment law, $50,000 bond. This is why I question the child part of it. There might be another child involved or something I don't know about, and that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to check on that, but I keep hearing that she never had her kids. And then she's also got arrested for interfering with medical treatment, battery of a police officer already, entering, remaining on real estate or real property or whatever, and that's where it ends. And I don't know how accurate this is, and I can actually, I guess, just get into mugshot.com or whatever that I want to use, and it'll show me everything she's ever been arrested for. But that might be just the next step. Okay, let's get back to this. Yeah, and that applies to you too, Curse. At least try to be a little bit respectful. Me and Earl are friends, but we can get heated and keep on going after it's said and done, and she just thinks I'm a moron. I can live with that. I was married 2.5 times. I haven't heard anything about her, honestly. And this is what I'm just finding out today, and this is what the stream was about. My problem was, like an idiot, I went into the Daily Atheist, which is like echo chamber central, and you had everybody and their mother that's trans up there, talking about, there are going to be more protests, so we need to protect ourselves. Make sure you have your cameras on. And my point is, why go that far? If a police officer gives you a lawful command, follow it, because it gives you more ammunition after everything's said and done in court. It's not worth dying over, is what I'm saying. Regardless of what happened for sure in Minnesota or not, just to try to prove yourself right isn't worth dying for. I wouldn't even do that. You know, and I don't fear death. Not that I'm a badass, but life is scarier. Look what's going on now in this friggin' world. The one she divorced or the one who died? See, that's what I'm trying to find. Oh, what I read was the lady that got shot. Those were her charges and her kids. But she chose the wife or husband over the children, and that's why she didn't have the children. But then I heard the claim that, well, even before I heard, the first claim I heard was they were dropping off kids, fine and dandy. That's a legit reason. But there's nothing around there from what I've understood. And this is all second and third hand. This isn't me knowing firsthand yet. That there's not even a school or anywhere that they would be dropping her off at unless it was like a babysitter's or something.
Even she was
okay, but which ones were taken away from her because she's had kids taken away from her and hasn't gotten them back because they were burnt with cigarettes. Well, actually, it does. I mean, you're telling me if you're a police officer or even a civilian and a certain person and they're shady as hell and they come to your house, you wouldn't be scared or a little bit worried? Her history does matter. She's already been convicted of, assault on a police officer. That's what the police officer are going to do. Once again, I read everything that they're entitled to do as ICE agents. Sorry, they have more authority than most police officers. Maybe that's what. I wonder how much Daryl knows about ICE and what they can and can't do. Maybe that's what we need to have a stream about. Really, what are the boundaries of ICE, if there is any?
I talked to Daryl, and he said the police officers, the ICE guys, were in the right.
Well, no, but the question though that Earl keeps bringing up, and that we probably might have to address at some point is what are the responsibilities of ICE and when is it they're stepping over their boundaries, I guess, is what I'm getting at. Because everything I've read so far that they have every right, all 50 states, even on civilians, under certain circumstances. And if they weren't and didn't have a right, even if it was just a police stop, why didn't the Minnesota police chief say something about it? All she could say was, well, if there's any police or ICE officers are here, they'll get arrested. Yeah, I like to see that. I guarantee you ICE has more pull than the Minnesota Police Department. Yeah, that was just a joke. But, it's pretty sad when you're pitting, not you, but people pit, law enforcement against law enforcement. They ran her plates, Earl. When a cop runs the plates, all of their information pops up at a push of a button. It said that whatever her name is, Gooding, if it was her car, he could push a button and has access to all her police records,
he did
and things like that. You're right. That's the one thing I said yesterday that would either hurt him or make him even look more legit. Because if somebody tried to run me over, I don't care if I shot him or not, I'm still going to call him a fucking bitch or something else. It wasn't like he knew that she was probably dead anyway, but, the heat of the moment. That's not against the law to call somebody a fucking bitch. It is against the law to try to run somebody over or not obey lawful police orders.
So what? They're not cops.
Okay, then show me something that says they're not cops and they can't do what they just did. Because once again, Minnesota's got their mouth pretty well shut about that topic. They haven't said once that they're not cops. They just keep saying they don't want them there and they'll be arrested. That's it. Do 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 do. Okay, what? Let me see. There's some more pages on this. What powers? Okay, I've read all that. Let's get this one. Like all other law enforcement officers, ICE officers and agents can initiate consensual interactions and speak with people, briefly detain aliens when they have reasonable suspicion that the aliens are illegal present in the United States and arrest people they believe are aliens. Okay, that's a little snippet of whatever RNZ is. What exactly are American ICE agents and what do they do? I don't know how legit this is. I've never heard of it. Let me see. The frequently viral images and video of masked armed ICE agents taking people into custody around America have surprised many. When compared to local law enforcement and other federal security agencies like the FBI, Secret Service, Capitol Police, Military Police, U.S. Marshal, they have extremely broad and discretionary coercive powers, or whatever the hell. Whoever Buchanan is. Buchanan is. Let me go back and see if I missed who is it.
But that thing just said they're cops.
Well, no. What it's saying is they have more power than most cops, like the Secret Service, like the Capitol Police, like military police, especially U.S. Marshals. They're probably the badasses of who can do what. ICE agents do not need judicial warrants to make arrests, although they are not allowed to enter private homes without warrants. That's not an issue here. They have made arrests in public areas such as parking lots or apartment building lobbies. All aliens who, and I guess that they're talking about illegal aliens, and I'm trying to find something about, the common person like I did on the other one. Oh, of course, yeah. This is the best site I could get to because they've got the memes. Renee Cole Good, American mom, murdered by ICE. Yeah, she wasn't murdered. Unless there's a lot more proof out there than what there's been. Come on, give me. Okay, better yet, let's do it this way. What authority does ICE have with U.S. citizens? Maybe this will get it. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out a way to word it so I can get. ICE has authority over U.S. citizens primarily in limited situations where they interfere with immigration enforcement. Oh, wow. What was that? Did I read that right, Gigi?
Yeah.
ICE has authority over U.S. citizens primarily in situations where they interfere with immigration enforcement. And I guess that includes cars supposedly turning around and police vehicles being stuck in snow that's not there. But generally, ICE cannot detain or arrest citizens. Citizens must comply with lawful orders like moving out of the way, but have rights including remain silent and refusing search without a warrant, and can be detained if suspected of obstructing officers or committing crimes. Oh, wait a second. So ICE isn't a police agency, but if they see somebody committing a crime, they can arrest them? Though many wrongful detainations of citizens have occurred, which I agree with. But this ain't that citizen. Let me see. When ICE has authority over citizens, interfere or obstruction. If a citizen interferes with an ICE operation, obstruct an agent, or assault an officer, they can be detained or arrested. Police spaces and public spaces. ICE can detain citizens if they have probable cause to believe they are violating immigration law or obstructing an investigation, but they must have justification. I guess we'll find out if they have justification in this one. So don't tell me they're not cops and they don't have, authority. They have got more authority than the police officers. That's why I laughed when the Minnesota police chief says that she'll arrest ICE agents.
She was committing a crime. She was parked in front of them trying to stop them from doing their job. And when they told them to get out, gave them a license, they drove off.
Okay, Earl, I got a question then. Why were there so many ICE agents in the middle of an intersection then if they weren't going after immigrants or conducting an investigation or something legal? Were they there for the donut convention? Did they follow these two women like the husband is saying that they shot her because she's a gay or lesbian? Well, she may not have committed a crime, but for argument's sake, but she sure did when the cop, she refused to get out of the vehicle, which was a lawful order, and then to try to resist arrest and flee, that's against the law. And with her history, once again, they knew who she was.
Yeah, she was committing a crime. Yes.
You don't know what they were. Then why were they there, Earl? Tell me why they were there then. It just happened to be, let's check out this neighborhood because they have hot coffee at this one lady's house. one or two ICE agents I can kind of understand and go with you, but not when there's that many. And then hearing that they were going after 5 or 6 illegals. And then to have all these people, these protesters or whatever, following them around. I don't have to prove that. I really don't. And a cop really doesn't need a reason to ask you to get out of the car. If he wants you out of the car, you get out of the car and then you find out why. Because 99% of the traffic stops out there are going to say, no, I wasn't speeding, so I don't need to get out of the car. I don't have to prove it. I really don't. The camera footage proves that. You know, once again, I may not be the most smart guy or the most logical, but I can do the eye test. You don't know any more than I know, but you're presuming that you're right based on, your perception of it, just like I'm doing. So you can't prove your position because I've asked for citations on, no, they aren't cops. And I've just read everything to the contrary to that one.
He is a cop. He had more power than a cop.
Okay, we'll just stop that. They're not cops. What they did was illegal. But I would still say, regardless of who you are, if a cop tells you to do something or asks you to do it, fight it later in court, because at least you're going to be around the next day to fight it. Sorry. Okay, prove it. Earl, please prove it. I've asked for receipts how many times now, and all I've got is conjecture and your opinion. You first said the cop's car or the ICE agent's car was stuck in snow. We've already proved that was false.
Or was I?
Then you're saying that she's turning around. According to the footage, no, she wasn't. Because if she was trying to turn around, then why did she go straight and around the other car and hit the pole? Other than being shot. It doesn't make sense. Okay, who is she and what conflicting information? Yada, 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 I guess. Okay, let me see. Actually, let me see if it says why they're in there. Let me see. Trying to see why they were in the area. I don't know if I could accounting. Okay, that didn't say why they're in there. Yeah, this one here, the conflicting reports. Is this what you're talking about? A witness reported agents were giving conflicting orders, with one telling her to drive away and the other one shouting her to get out of the car. Then why do we only hear one set of one voice say get out of the car? I've never heard anybody say drive away except the female husband, wife, whatever that was. Now, if that's what the witness heard, then yeah, that was said, but that wasn't said by the ICE agents, and the husband isn't, in a position to give orders. Well, she did, drive off, and she got her wife shot, but yeah, she got to live with that, I guess. No, why were they? Okay, it's about the investigation of this, but why were the ICE agents in the area? That's what I'm trying to find out. Once again, what is ICE and what powers do they have? I've already read that. CNN. I'm not reading CNN or Fox. Let's see, fatal. Yeah, let them sue. The family won't get much. Anyway, U.S. woman killed by agent called domestic terrorist. Oh, so she's a domestic terrorist now, huh? Don't know if I'd go that far with it, but there's nothing in there why they were there in the area. Immigration. Better yet, we'll first start with the first question. Are oh, let me see. I put it in there. Are ICE agents cops? Yes, Immigrations and Custom Forces agents are federal law enforcement officer with arrest power. There you go. I still can't find anything on why they were in the area. Okay, let me go back to StreamYard. Yeah, if anybody else can find something why they're in the area, or even like disprove, what I've heard about, them going after 5 or 6 people, or even if it was one, it doesn't matter how many. I mean, that's what I've heard. Now I can't find anything on it. I don't remember how I searched it last. I think I actually stumbled across it. See, this one says, are ICE agents actual police officers? Yes, ICE agents are federal, same thing. Our law enforcement officers are LEOs, LEOS, with arrest and detained. But why were I'm trying to word this every way I possibly can. Okay, I don't care how they were established. Oh, wait, why were try that? Whoa, was this today? 3 hours ago? This is what I was afraid of after the Minnesota police chief shot her mouth off. But they're sending hundreds more of immigration officers to Minnesota. Yep, that's going to be a good outcome. Before 4 days. Okay, this is before ICE shooting immigrations. Okay, we know that. Okay, when immigration. See, I think we should have just sent a social worker to the clipboards that this had never happened.
That's why I say Aiden doesn't know what he's talking about
What is
other countries. He should mind his own business. And that might be work in Canada, but not in America.
No, in Canada, their police, or some of their police up there, are saying, well, if somebody breaks in, just comply. Just do what they want. Screw that. Let them come to my house. I will shoot a mother. I will. To protect me and mine. Indiana has castle law, so I ain't even worried about that. I hope I never have to find out what it's like to shoot somebody. But if I got to protect my family, yeah, it's going to happen. Yes, I'm a gun nut, so now I should be part of ICE. Can't anybody find why they were in the area to begin with?
I think it was.
I'm going to have to go back and look at that CNN article.
I think they were there to go after illegals.
Well, that's what I've heard, but
that lady was there.
Girls questioning why they, or they weren't there for an investigation or whatever. But it's kind of weird. It'd be like 14 cops just being in the middle of an intersection, during their break. Why would you have 14 cops right during an intersection?
Yeah, they're going after illegals. I think she blocked. Right, she definitely blocked them right there. Try to stop them from doing.
Well, the car that's on her right-hand side should tell you not to drive this way. Something is going on.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you think?
This is far from any school.
Well, there might. I mean, I've heard there's not. There's, but that's another issue. I want to find out if she really had her kids, and did her kids really get taken away for getting arm burns? And yes, that is a big deal with me. It just shows me that the girl's character, and that they could have been pushing it, which they were. How can the husband be outside? Come at me, bro. Come at me, bro. When the cop was being nice to him, as far as you can tell. From that video, but there sure was no command to drive off other than the wife. Now, if there's another video that shows and you know, you can hear it, then okay, let's go with it. But then you're still going to have to find out who that person was that said drive on. Was it an ICE agent or was it, you know, bystander just screaming, get out of there? You know, what it was two people that didn't think it was going to escalate or they wouldn't do anything to him, and they did. And it's sad. I mean, I'm not going to take that away. It's shot, you know, sad. You know, I even feel bad for the cop that shot her. You know, he's got to live with that. You know, yeah. I think we should just defund the police. Yeah, what do you think, Gigi? Oh, it's just kind of unbelievable.
That, yeah, I actually talked to actual cop, Daryl.
Uh-huh.
He
Oh yeah,
said they're in the right. He heard,
right, but there could be mitigating stance because it's only what, like a 30 or 40-second video, if that. So
Yeah.
on these videos, and I don't know if there's a longer one that shows like the interaction way prior to this. You know, how she got where she was at. You know, why, you know, the ICE agents were there then. You know, and if there really was some place where they were supposedly dropping off a child, or if she even has her own child. Like I said, I heard she got him taken away because of the cigarette burns. Rightfully so. Hey, Martin, how you doing, buddy? I mean, that's just my 2 cents. I mean, this started out as kind of like not even a joke, but you know, if you're going to survive ICE, you know, do what they say and fight it later. Now we're into, you know, stuff I didn't even think we were going to get into, which actually, you know, things I never thought about, but I'd like to know now.
Yeah, these leftists think they can do anything they want. Burn down neighborhoods, burn down car places, attack people's cars, and just get away with it.
Well, that's why I say this part of this, you know, this wasn't happening 30 or 40 years ago, you know, hell, probably 10 or 15 years ago. And now this country's went to hell over stupid shit. You know, person against person, you know, yeah. I just can't, you know, no. And really, this is like one of those topics that, you know, I don't ever want to deal with because I'm not very political, but, you know, I might as well say my 2 cents. Whether I'm right, wrong, or indifferent. I mean, if I'm wrong, somebody shows me it, I'll be grateful. Because I've already asked, you know, did she have kids there actually? Did she, that wasn't an execution, Martin. I don't care what anybody says.
It was a defense. The only one trying to execute someone was that lady trying to run over the cop.
You know, I mean, to a point, it might have been a bit much, but, you know, once again, you know, she didn't follow a lawful order. And if she has the same mentality, say like Earl, that they're not cops and that you can do what you want and spit on them and, you know, yeah, you're going to have consequences like this. You know, what's funny is, you know, I keep hearing all the left, you know, bitching and moaning about like, you know, all the protests with the pepper spray and this, that, and the other. It's like, well, then have a peaceful protest and don't be such twat waffles, you know, towards police officers who are just doing their job.
Hasn't leftists like this park, get out on the street like that, try to stop people from driving by? Tons of time.
Oh yeah, that's one thing that really pisses me off. Matter of fact, there was I think it, God, I can't remember what it was. I just read it yesterday. That there's like an anti-Iranian, which I didn't even know there was an anti-Iranian protest going on because we have so many protests. You know, oh wait, today was supposed to be pudding day and it's Jello. Let's protest. But anyway, and I don't know if it was by accident or if he was just trying to get through, but he like drove a U-Haul in the middle of a protest, but I don't know if it hurt anybody or anything like that because I just saw the clip, and then when I went back, when I realized what it was saying, I went back and then the article was gone. But wait, let me see. I'll look for that later. That's a totally different subject. No, it just amazes me how people think, you know, an execution. That's no, don't see it. I cannot see it. Hey, who just sent me something? Was that Clay again? Oh no, that's what it.
Yeah.
Hold on. Oh, Clay just sent that, did he? At 12? Well, I can't play it now. I'm like 2 pounds. Oh, is that a baby, people? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to look at that later. I don't know if Clay's around here or not. Oh, it's noon. I haven't heard nothing from my mommy yet. She should be
Oh,
calling soon.
Is she all right?
Well, she's in the hospital, but I'm supposed to be releasing her about 1:00. So I said, I can only stream for a little bit. That's why I said, this kind of turned into a joke, but then it got serious really fast because. Yeah, and then when she said that there was snow there, in my mind, it's like, yeah, there was snow there, but then when we played it, it's like, oh no, there was no snow anywhere. Because in my mind, the lady was in snow, but it's the streets cleared off. Let me see. Hope you're not mad at me. Oh no, I don't care. I dox myself all the time. I don't care. I'm not one of those, you know, maybe I should be more protective of myself. I ain't scared. I got neighbors close enough. If they seen something going on or heard shooting, they'd be coming down, loaded with bear. I'm loaded for bear. So if somebody's really that sick and desperate to come after me, yeah, pick somebody else. Like I said earlier, I don't ever want to have to shoot somebody, and I hope I never do. But I'm pretty sure that if it's a choice between somebody breaking into my house and my family and my dog especially, yeah, my dog's more important than a human life. So you guys can get on me about that. No, not more important, but just as important to me. And anybody that owns an animal will understand what I'm saying. I hope. Not allowed to get sick during the game no more. You got sick? In what game? Yeah, I'm actually mad at my mom because Friday night, Indiana University, my alma mater, played Oregon in like the semifinal game of the national championship, and I was stuck at the hospital with no way to really view the game very well. So yeah, my mom, as I said, she's very inconsiderate, and now I'm in a stream, and she wants me to stop streaming to come get her. Gosh. But matter of fact, I got to call her. Let me call her real quick. You guys can listen. She might be doing some research or left. Oh wait, I need to maybe open up my Discord. Hold on. But I got to see if mom knows anything yet. I'm gonna act like her baby. Listen, people, this is how you get what you want when you're 61. That's just what she answered. Mommy, I'm lonely. Can you come make me lunch? Have you heard anything yet? Okay, how long does it take to do the iron trip? I'm just trying to get an idea so I know I'm not in the middle of something when you call and say, come get me. After one now or yummy. Well, I realize that. So it's going to be a little bit longer, you think, or about the same time, or you don't no clue?
Oh,
I'm talking. Gigi said hi too, by the way.
well, hi.
Mom says hi, Gigi. Yeah. Or you just want to call me and then I'll just show up there because it's only going to take 25 minutes to get there. Well, it doesn't matter. It depends when they're going to allow you to get out the door, woman. If they're doing a drip, you can't leave in the middle of your drip. Less than a half hour, you know that. But if they're doing an iron drip, I don't know if it's a long drip or a slow drip. Oh, that's what I'm saying. Okay, so I'll just wait till you call me back, so I know when to come get you. Then, because if they say you can go get dressed, while you're getting dressed, call me and I'll be on my way. Because I know you want to get the hell out of there. I don't blame you, but don't leave sooner than you need to. Okay. Yeah, I was just bitching about you to everybody because you made me miss the Indiana game. Well, it's not. You're going to be stuck in there 2 or 3 more weeks for that alone. All right. Who's updating me? When what's happening? No, because I brought Fridays when the Indiana Oregon game was like the second most important game ever in Hoosier history, or not counting the national title coming up. But anyway, you do you. I'm gonna finish up this stream so I can get off here and get you whenever. Okay, bye. Oh my gosh, I think they got her doped up.
Wow.
I kept, when do you want to? Oh, I don't know. I got to do a drip, and I got okay. Then do your drip, and well, I'm done with that. It's like you just told me you weren't. Okay.
Wow.
Anyway, oh, Dan Pazzi in the house. We can now talk about flat Earth because Dan's here.
He doesn't believe that. Just the crazy Achilles.
No, I know. That's why I said it.
Yeah.
Dan is the roundup man.
He's a
causing
crazy
cancer wherever he can.
He's a funny guy. He sent me some stuff too on here about that.
About Roundup?
No, Roundup.
Oh.
Other stuff about. I've been to Minnesota.
And well, I've been to Minnesota, but I'm not going there anytime soon. And I got to find out what the, like gun carrying laws are because I'm not going there without a gun. I ain't.
They're crazy there. I've been there 2 times. One time it was crazy, but the second time wasn't so bad. They actually had male and female bathrooms that time because of Trump.
Yeah. That's my big dream and I'm not even a MAGA guy. I really am not. Once again, I voted for the least of the 2 evils, in my opinion. But, yeah, I'd show up with a MAGA hat up there. I've always wanted to do that and let somebody try to knock my hat off. Oh, God. It wouldn't be pretty.
Yeah. I've seen videos where these guys are trying to take down these these mega flags or something. This guy stand behind me there with a skirt on or something.
Right.
Shoot it up.
Well, I've even looked into even just buying a MAGA hat just to be an ass. But I'm not spending $30 on a hat that I may wear once if ever. But then again, I'm in Indiana. I could wear, Trump as a saint hat or body outfit, and I'd be praised probably because this is definitely Trump country.
Oh, that's good. But yeah,
it's kind of weird though because we really don't have many ICE agents here, and I don't understand that.
Because they don't allow illegals to.
No, there's illegals here. That I know, but maybe it's because it's so Republic or it's a we'll show the Democrats sort of thing, whatever it might be. And I'm sure we do have them here. I living in a small community, everybody knows everybody, so it's like, yeah, we don't have any here. There might be some in Indianapolis, I'm sure, but here you can talk and make fun of anything you want as long as you're respectful. But just remember, others can do the same to you. This is more about usually more about fun and not even getting to serious, I guess controversial topics like whether that chick was executed or legally shot or whatever. I'll still maintain either way it's a sad thing, and listen to a cop, fight it later. It's simple. I know. For some reason somebody instilled on me I think it's called the Constitution. And I think it might be that their, like First Amendment right thing.
Yeah.
The way I feel is that, I'll allow you to say what you want, but allow me to say what I want to say and, go from there. I ain't scared of, misinformation, and I'm not even, I'm more happy to be corrected when I'm wrong, to be honest. But I got to see the evidence. I'm not just going to, yeah, it was, and that's what's the one thing. And I'm not, I'm a registered Republican, but I'm more down the center. I definitely vote the topics and not, what, the people around me, want me to, like, as far as, I couldn't, vote for Clown Mala no matter what I did. I couldn't do it.
Can I vote for you?
No, you don't want me as your president. Look at me. I'm over here telling people. No.
Oh. I want to vote for you.
You can't, because I will lead you away from the KJV.
Oh.
It's the KJV for me.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I just got
crazy.
extreme because I'm talking politics. Oh my god! I just realized that. I'm an extremist.
They think
Yes.
I was extreme because I didn't used to talk much about politics, but when I started to talk more, I got extreme. That's true. Then those guys are extreme because they always talk about politics.
Hold on. Yeah, I don't need to share that anymore for now. Yeah, anti-KJV-isms is. Yeah, Bob got into that topic last night, and I didn't want to go there, but I did. Poor Bruce, him and his love for the KJV.
I
am epic. I am the epic. Yes, I can bounce back and forth. This is what happens when you've been married 2.5 times. You've learned to have multiple conversations in your head because you know what's coming from your wife. So you try to look at it every point of view, and then be able to change topics and on a dime and confuse them. I mean, if you can't dazzle them with brilliance, baffle them with bull, and bull has worked for me for years. Yes. Oh, Dan's being quiet. Either he left or he's going to get his roundup. I'll show asshole. I'll round up his ass. Oh, not up my ass. I mean, I'm getting ready to say, sorry, GG, I'm cussing. That's my channel.
Yeah. Oh. But he's driving, I think.
Old line, but now.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and then, isn't Clay on his way to Florida or something? Take care of business or something, he said?
You're crazy.
Oh, or did he say he was going to go to Canada first? Oh, that is so funny. I can't wait till they start that shoot with me. Oh, asshole's on its way down here to take care of some problems. Yeah. My uncle died and he's giving me some money. Then why's that a problem? Because he didn't sign the check and he's dead. He left me everything he owned, but he didn't sign that damn check. I was screwed.
Could you kiss his skull?
No. Or Saint's foot? No.
Sorry, Dan. I'm so sorry.
I'm having flashbacks to the Footwater skull conversation that was it the Catholics and the Orthodox had a while back?
Yeah.
Oh Lordy. I kept looking at my feet, making sure they were still there. I thought they stole mine. They were drinking out of mine. I am a saint, asshole.
Yeah, Bondi, guys like Dan are very good-hearted people. Dan and Jess and them.
Just very misguided. If they don't think like me, they're misguided. You know that. Yeah, but what's weird is, though, like on my Yahoo, I just opened it up again, and there's not one thing about the Minnesota shooting anywhere.
I thought
we've got whoever Jerome Powell is. We've got Kyle Tucker, who I know is a baseball player. The Australian Open's about golf. Cleveland Browns are football. Donald Trump, Eric Doherty, Autistic Barbie, Boston Red Sox, New England Patriots, and Buffalo Bills are the top trending right now. Last night it took me forever to find what I was looking for about the the Minnesota shooting, just to get some more information, and there's more I want, and I can't find any of it. It's a conspiracy. They scrubbed all the information out there. Oh wait, here's something. Morning Joe Scarborough stuns whoever Brzezinski by quoting ICE body cam footage after fatal shooting. That's what he said. The Miss Now host exclaims after an agent was heard calling Renee whatever a effing bitch. Yeah, let's just focus on that one sentence and not the whole situation leading up to that. Oh my God. I stub my toe. I say worse than that.
Yeah.
Is Z in here? Did I miss Z?
No, I think you talk about Zero.
Oh, that's right, because Dan doesn't know how to spell. Those damn caterpillar eyebrows. Damn it. Had to pull over if the earth was flat. Oh, he had to stop just to reply to the flat earth. That's funny, Dan. Montano would have called that flat up.
He's a funny guy.
Around, yeah, it wouldn't be round earth. It'd be, oh, we got cursed.
You're in trouble now.
I am in trouble now. If it wasn't bad before, it's getting worse now. Let's get him cursed.
Damn.
Uh-oh.
I don't even.
I'm going to have to remove you.
Yeah.
Only Gigi can cuss on this channel.
Oh,
no, I'm kidding.
that sucks.
Yeah.
Well, damn. I'm just holding back a lot of substance right now. So yeah, damn. That's the damn part.
All right, you got that.
Oh, it just I don't get it. If we take everything out of the situation and just go with the actions, not the verbality that occurred. If we just go with the actions, okay? Did the vehicle touch the ICE enforcement?
Yes.
Yes. But technically, it doesn't even have to touch them to be considered assault with a vehicle.
Exactly. That's what I was putting down with the copy and paste. It's a federal crime to assault an ICE agent. So therefore, right there, they gained jurisdiction.
Yeah.
Well, they had it before. What
and
people don't understand is
what I read. It was doing some kind of immigration operation. They was doing something, whether it was whatever it was. But like you state, the moment you decide to interact with them, guess what? You're interacting with them.
Yeah.
And if you progress, and if you decide to progress it farther than that in either direction, that's on you.
Yep, that's why I say I tell my son this all the time. He gets arrested for the stupidest shit, and a lot of it has to do with his mouth. I said, if you would just comply for the moment, swallow your pride, just because you think you're right about everything, and live to fight another. And not that in situations that he would probably be in, that he would have got shot, but you're still, getting resisting law enforcement and this, that, and the other. And you're claiming that you're just asking questions. Well, you comply first, and then you worry about the rest later. And if they do something wrong, that's what lawyers are for. Flat out. And he has, his phone and dash cam. I don't know how many times I've heard him say, "Well, I'll beat this. I've got it on camera." He hasn't beat one yet in 20 years of getting arrested. But in their minds, they think they're right and can do what they want. And yes, ICE agents are police officers. Get over it.
And honestly, this is auditing on the massive scale, on the bad scale, like totally. Like we're literally video cameraing what's going on, and I'm using bad words here, and I feel like shit. But we're recording what's going on here, and we're not even understanding that our actions, whenever we're recording, may not be within the laws.
Right.
Even though we claim that we are, quote, media because we're shooting it for our YouTube channel.
Right. Well, I don't know how many auditors have been arrested for that. They're like Chile. Thought he was untouchable.
Exactly.
And then he got nailed. But I want to point something out really, really quick about the education system of Boston. All right. And I'm not sure who's actually from Boston. Maybe Zealot. But according to his spelling, I rules. I got the first part because I spell rules the same way. And Yankees drolls. I don't know what that word is unless you're trying to say drool. And for future references, Z, it's DROOLS. Or use a Z. That works too. There you go. Also, announcing someone to not be an. Well, yeah. What I'm saying is, if a police officer has got a bigger gun than you, and that shouldn't even matter, just that he's a police officer, you comply. I still joke with cops and stuff, but they know I'm joking and stuff like that. But if they tell me and it's a legal action to move or to get out of my car, I'm out of my car. If later on I deem that was, inappropriate or illegal, I will contact a lawyer if need be, but I'm not the type to sue to begin with.
So, if we take a step back here, we realize, a couple days before this, Minnesota was literally under the microscope, and now we have this happen. And that's what I was stating earlier. When people have been conditioned to understand what a psyop is, they look at everything differently. What did I just say? I said that this was a distraction, as well as most likely have been set up.
And they were following the ICE agents around. I mean, even the police or the news reporting, almost every channel. Everywhere the ICE agents were getting in the houses, you look behind them and there's people with cameras, protesting or, screaming shit or, what have you. And to me, that's dangerous because that could, escalate the situation even worse. Kind of like the Gooding shooting,
Some people have said that this is George Floyd 2.0. But what I'm getting down to is that there was years ago, even before January 6th, there was, we're just going to use the words that I understand. There was a website that was actually recruiting crisis actors. And a lot of these incidents line up with the photographs that were on that website, just so you can be distracted from something else that occurred, which in this instance, yes, Minnesota just got done with a Somali Leering Center program thing. And now they throw this in to distract you from what was going on.
Right.
Just like this is distracting us from, like you said, the Islamic thing that's going on over there now, to switch back to, I don't remember what year it was, the way it was before.
Right. No, it's just, I just don't get it. Even as an atheist, most atheists, that know me, think I'm, mega, and that doesn't bother me one bit, to be honest, but it's just, even if I was totally neutral, didn't have opinion or was no biasness whatsoever, looking at this, there's only way I can look at a lot of what the left does, other than bullying, manipulating, and a lot of bullshit. They are very violent. Just look at every time they don't get their way, they have to protest. What happened when Charlie Kirk died? Christians, at least, or people that were MAGA, were holding memorials honoring, Charlie Kirk, whether you like him or not. They weren't outside, out protesting and burning down neighborhoods and then justifying because they were rich people and it's okay. Or stating that, oh, well, look at this map. It's just a little bitty dot of where the protesting was going on. There's still a dot that they were protesting, and they were burning down mom and pop stores. But people overlook that. Well, that's not important. It's like collateral damage. Well, then I could probably say the same thing about this girl being shot. Well, it wasn't her necessarily, but it's collateral damage. No, it's still sad and it should have never happened. But, don't sit there and say that it, ICE doesn't have the right to do this or that or the other. Yeah. Or the Supreme Court would have stepped in by now, and they haven't.
It's people who, like you said earlier, that walk into echo chambers to make themselves feel better about themselves because everybody else is agreeing with them without looking at legitimate, actual paperwork facts whenever it comes to the basis of any situation, not just this specific situation.
Right. Yeah, it's sad either way.
And honestly, I've been in a situation where I was completely wrong and I got proven wrong. And then I went and looked it up myself. And yeah, everything that I thought I knew about the subject was not what I knew about the subject. So, and it's a very disheartening sensation known as cognitive dissonance.
Right.
And that's what occurs. And that's the whole thing. When people that are on one side or the other realize that this one little minute thing, and I'm just basic spitballing here, it will literally change the foundation of everything they think, or they'll just dig their feet in the sand more.
Right.
It's how it works. It's emotion taking control of them.
Well, I see a lot of the let's put 10 toes down, and make a major issue of this, on the left with a lot of their protesting. It doesn't, most of them don't even know why they're protesting, and a lot of the
Exactly.
protesters that are protesting are only protesting to get paid. It's ridiculous. To me,
And we see that on both sides. We honestly see that on both sides. Because there are people that don't even know why they voted for Trump. They just voted for Trump. There are a
Right.
lot of people that voted against Trump that don't even know why they voted against Trump. Just blah, 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 blah. Just like opposite each side.
right.
Nobody knows the reason why they did anything. They were just told to do it.
Well, a lot of it, and I would have to say this is where Earl's spot on, and I've always agreed with her, the reason why, the Democrats lost the election was a lot of the crap that's going on now. And I'm betting that if in 2028, if things don't change on the left, there's going to be another Republican in the office. And it's going to be
No,
their own damn fault again. And I don't know which way I'm voting because I don't know who the candidates are, but it's not because I'm voting either, liberal or, conservative. I'm like, once again, I vote the issues.
I'm
If there's a
not
candidate-
saying
Oh, go ahead.
I'm not trying to say anything negative here, but being a vice president does that or does it not allow you to automatically step into the presidential candidate spot? Because
Well,
the
not
way
always.
I look at it, wasn't Kamala shoehorned into her position, so to speak?
Well, she wanted it. She's always wanted it because she was going around telling everybody she's the best
But
candidate there's ever
wasn't
been.
there some kind of process that everyone had to go through since they took Biden out of the running? Wasn't there an entire process that had to be done instead of just, quote, shoehorning Kamala into the spot?
Well, and that's what they did because she didn't have a platform. And this is about like when me and Earl were talking. The one thing that I conceded for Kamala was the fact that she had no time to campaign. They backed Biden, and then when they realized that he wasn't, mentally all there, at least by my eye test, they threw, basically her as a sacrificial lamb. I think because I think they knew they were going to lose. There was just no footing. There was just no, campaigning necessarily, and then listening to the same speech in 47 different accents just drove me nuts.
But that's another thing here. It's not that I bet you everybody says this. It's not that we're against a female president.
No,
We're just not
we
with.
haven't had a good one yet.
Exactly. We're not keen on the ones that have been presented.
Right.
Like maybe Sarah Palin might have been a good United States president, but she didn't get nowhere.
The only thing I would push back on her, and this is not even a Christian thing necessarily, but she really couldn't keep her own house in order. How is she going to run a country?
Exactly. That's
And
what
she didn't do a very good job. And what was she from? Like Alaska to begin with?
Exactly. I was just throwing it
Hold
out
on,
there.
my mom's
As
calling.
another
I think I
female
should have been there by now.
presidential candidate is what I was stating. None of them were actually qualified or in the great graces of the American population in order to actually obtain presidency.
Get ready to walk out the door now. Okay. What, am I coming up or are they going to bring you down? Well, they should bring you down because you're going to have to be in a wheelchair, and they usually do that when they release you. Right, but I still got to drive there, so I've still got a half hour or whatever it is. Okay. See you in a few. Bye.
That sounds like we're wrapping up here.
Well, I guess I should have muted my mic and not just this thing. Gigi, do you want to keep this going, or do you just want me to shut this down because I need to go get my mommy from the hospital finally?
Well, I'll dip out, yo. See y'all later, Trip.
Well, he's got controls. If he wants to keep it going, he can keep it going. If not, I'll just shut it down. Or you can shut it down. Okay. Yeah, sorry guys. I'm gonna shut this down. I actually probably might pick this up later. Maybe somebody's gonna come up with more information about this and can keep inform me.
In fact, you see with your own eyes, that lady was parked out sideways and stopped the ICE. They were trying to get criminals, and she was trying to stop them.
Yeah. Well, we'll pick this up later. I just hope Earl's not going to kill me, or she'll still talk to me. But yeah, because this is why I don't go after Earl, because she is smarter when it comes to politics than me. But this one I wasn't going to do like we did the last one. Why I voted for Trump. That was more of she wanted a perspective of why, and she got it. But now this is, more personal than anything. But anyway, so thanks everybody for popping in. Sorry if I pissed off and hurt feelers. If I did, that wasn't originally my intention, but shit happens. Maybe by 3 or 4, I might do another stream, just a friendly one. Yes, Earl for president for politics. That girl, I will not argue with politics other than this situation. And this is, for me, the eye test. But anyway, I am shutting this down. Thanks for popping up, for Gigi, and I will talk to you in a bit when I get Mom back.
Okay.
See you, everybody.
Safe. Bye.
Yeah.